Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, toasters and fridges, welcome back to The Gunner in Aus Pod. Today we have a very special guest. I'm very excited to get into this with you guys. I'm joined by an Arsenal content creator and we talk all about what it's like to be a creator in the space, being, of course, the most hated fan base on the internet. But before we get into this video, please subscribe, be the first to hype this video. Don't forget to turn that notification bell on and like the video. Share with a friend, and without further ado, let's flipping go. We are joined by FG. Hello. Hey.
Benny, mate. It's been a long time, mate. We've been meaning to lock this in, but I'm glad that we're finally on it.
You may have seen this legend on your For You page. He is also a TikTok content creator. Have you actually branched out to any other social medias, or is it just TikTok at the moment?
Well, it's TikTok at the moment. Obviously, this year we'll be branching out into other things. Obviously, I've just been quite busy with other stuff at the moment, but this year is about locking in. So yeah, you'll see me everywhere, not just TikTok. You'll see me on Instagram. You'll see me on YouTube with Benny. So yeah, just watch the space.
Buzzing. No, sounds good, mate. I'm gonna get into future plans a little bit later on in the pod. How are you feeling about Arsenal right now at this current point? Just to let everyone know, we're recording this in about 2 weeks in advance, so things could go downhill or they could escalate.
Benny, I think we said it before this year was starting in the little pre-lobby. Like, this is probably the best I've felt as an Arsenal fan. I've been supporting Arsenal for 20 plus years, so I don't think there's much we can complain for. Obviously, we go through a lot of highs and lows this season, but top of the league, top of the Champions League, in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Like you said, we're recording this 2 weeks in advance, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we're into the finals again. Facing City. So yeah, there's not much we can complain for. This past 5-6 years of Arteta has been enjoyable, right? I think all of the narrative from, other fan bases and stuff like that is that, okay, yeah, cool, we haven't gotten over the line, but it's the best we felt as Arsenal fans in a long while. Obviously, with the Emery era, at the end of the Wenger era, it wasn't too rosy, was it? And even like being in the stadium here and there. Obviously, I don't have a season ticket, but when I'm able to go, the Emirates is always bouncing like I've never seen anything like it. I was unfortunate enough to be going to Arsenal in the latter stages of Wenger's career and in that Unai Emery time, and it was always like half empty stadiums. The Emirates really was a library, but yeah, you just credit to Arteta for really changing the whole culture around the club, really.
Nah, that's it, mate. I feel like everything's just turned up a level. Especially the last couple of seasons now, the belief is kind of there. I feel like belief has turned into expectation now. So it's going to be an interesting season. Let's talk a little bit about like yourself and how you're sort of linked to Arsenal and how you came to supporting the club. How did you become an Arsenal fan?
Yeah, man, it's as simple as I just followed on. So basically, my dad is an Arsenal fan. Yeah, my dad's an Arsenal fan. Like, obviously, I'm from Nigeria, so my dad came up from Nigeria. A lot of Nigerians support Arsenal primarily because of that era of Thierry Henry, Ian Wright, all of those players. And yeah, so my dad used to live in North London as well. And yeah, that's kind of the story of how I kind of fell in love with Arsenal. I've always said to people, because a lot of my friends, like their dad might support like United or something like that, and they're not supporting Arsenal. It's always been strange to me, like how you don't follow the club as your parent.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Like I feel like my dad would have disowned me if I didn't support Arsenal. So
yeah,
people like to choose other teams because they're doing well in particular years, but we're the loyal ones, I guess.
I guess there was loads of glory hunters around that era as well, because United were flying. So I know loads of United fans, but United were flying. So yeah, everyone
Chelsea as well, mate.
Yeah, Chelsea as well. Everyone jumping on that bandwagon. So yeah,
and now it's all Liverpool.
Yeah, man. Honestly,
I know you mentioned you went to start watching Arsenal at the stadium, like sort of post Wenger era. What was your first Arsenal memory? Whether that was at the stadium or maybe like your favourite memory. What was the highlight?
I've disclosed my age before, and everyone's always surprised when I say what my age is. But I'm 26, so I do actually remember Arsenal winning the Invincibles. I was very young. I think I must have been about 5 years old. But I
Yeah.
remember watching the game that confirmed it in my uncle's living room. So that's probably my earliest memory of Arsenal. In terms of favorite, wow, there's a lot. Probably, I think one of my favorite memories is when we beat Hull to end the trophy drought, FA Cup. Um, yeah, it was just amazing. Just in terms of like, yeah, it was so long for that we hadn't won a trophy for. It was probably the first trophy I was able to actually see in like my teenage years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really special, and it was a decent squad as well. I would also say one of my other favorite memories was being in the stadium. This was actually quite recent. Arsenal versus Bournemouth. Reece Nelson last
Yes,
minute,
bro. Same.
mate. Oh my!
Yes.
I I've never felt an atmosphere like that in my life. I was hugging strangers, mate. I thought that was the goal that confirmed
Yeah.
it for us. I even bought a Reece Nelson shirt as well. Like, what a moment that was.
That's crazy. I actually explained this because I got one of my mates on the last episode, so I'll keep it brief for the viewers. But we left the game early, bro, and we were watching the stream literally on the way to the station. And I swear to God, there was like 10 people come up to me around me because everyone just heard a roar from the Emirates.
Yeah,
And we were like 40 seconds delayed, and we saw the goal like on the stream, and it was nuts.
yeah,
Everyone was just drunk, going crazy in the streets, bro. But
yeah.
I wish I'd stayed, man. Like the noise sounded like it was. It sounded like the whole of London just shouted at the same time. It was nuts.
You know what?
Um,
I don't even blame you for leaving. You know, because I think we were 1-0 down or 2-0 down. I
we
just
went
remember.
1-0 down in like 9
Yeah,
seconds. Wasn't it?
yeah. There
Something
was that
crazy.
he scored that kickoff goal.
That's
But
it.
oh my god, like I was hugging. Like that was the peak of being an Arsenal fan. Like it was so good. And yeah, we all know we didn't get over the line in the end. So let's hope it's not the same story this year.
But do you want to know the craziest thing as well?
Mm,
Where he scored, I was literally top corner, right behind where it would have been. So I would have been exactly in line with it going in the goal.
yeah,
Gutted, man. But these things happen. I'm sure there's going to be other moments like that.
100%.
So yeah, who was your favourite player growing up? Like mine was definitely Fabregas, the first player, and then it kind of stemmed into like Theo Walcott, and then into like the kind of Aaron Ramseys, Wilshere, all them sort of players. But who was yours?
I would say Fabregas as well, but I like quite niche and weird players. So Rosicky was a big one for me.
Bowler, yes, bro.
It was just a shame. It was just a shame that he was injured a lot, so didn't get to play a lot. It really hurts me to say, but Samir Nasri, what a player he was. But just in
Yeah, man.
the way he left the club, like I can never forgive that guy. But absolute,
Outrageous, isn't it? I
what a
feel like
player!
there's been a few players that have been like that. Like you love them, and then they just do us dirty.
Yeah,
Especially kind of that Wenger sort of era, and towards the end. But yeah, no, I agree with the Fabregas. I rate Brzezinski though. That's a great shout. What made you start making Arsenal content? I know you sort of mentioned that you've worked in the media sort of space for a while,
mm.
but what sort of triggered the thought to make Arsenal content?
You know what? Like I've actually been on this content journey for a while now. So I do had my own podcast, or have my own podcast. And before I was doing my own Arsenal content, I was doing my podcast with a few of my boys in uni and stuff like that. But even earlier than that, when I was in school, I was doing football content. Like I always like to say, like, oh, if I continued back then, like I would love to know where I'd be now, because yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that was back in a time where there was a lot of like stigma around making content. Like it was quite embarrassing, you might say, to make content, and you're going to school and
Yeah.
people might like try to take the piss out of your content and stuff like that. But I'll say the thing that triggered the most recent what I'm doing now is just like watching other people and thinking I would love it to be my career to just be talking about Arsenal. Like, and I feel like I've got so much opinion to give about the club I love, and just being able to meet people in the same space as me. Obviously, you mentioned working in the media space, so I meet a lot of creators all the time, and I'm thinking, why can't I do that? So it's more of a thing of like, I see my page as like a personal diary, personal journal, to be able to let stuff off my chest, talk with people like you. Without this content creation, I would have never met you. So it's just like meeting like-minded people and just trying to like try out new things, because I do video editing and stuff like that. So I was thinking, I can do this myself. I can make this content the best I feel like it can be. And yeah, I'm so glad that I've restarted the journey. So let's see where I get to.
Like the amount of friends that I've made just from literally being on TikTok, and then someone will pop up on your For You page, you'll like and leave a comment, and then before you know it, you're like messaging and just chatting about football. Like, it's mad how a club can bring people together like that. Do you know what I mean? We all kind of made videos at the start of the season about this season being the penultimate season, especially for Mikel Arteta in terms of winning a trophy. Right now, what are your current thoughts on Arteta? Because I know you have been a little bit. You have called him out when he needs to be called out, which is the same as me.
But that's the thing with that's the thing with, I feel like, the Arsenal fan base. Yeah, we either have people that are way too extreme, or people that are like, it's either end of the spectrum, like too
There's no in
negative
between, innit?
or too positive. I like to feel like, and I like to feel like we like are the people that are a bit balanced, because the thing about Arteta this season, you can't deny him top of the league, top of Champions League, semi-finals, whatever. Like I said before, so he's doing an amazing job in reality of things. But obviously, and you've seen my videos, I don't know if anyone's watching, you've probably seen some of the stuff I've said, but like, he's still open to criticism, because I still feel like there's mistakes he's made this season, and we could be a lot further forward than where we are right now. And I feel like that goes to our approach to like the big games, like the Liverpool, the cities, stuff like that, because we haven't picked up the points that we've expected to pick up. And I feel like that's down to sometimes playing pragmatic, playing the wrong players. In my opinion, obviously, Arteta knows more than all of us. Of course, I'm not going to sit here and think I know more than that.
But a lot of people do, though.
Yeah, he's got a UEFA A license. I'm just a Sunday League footballer. I'm just a guy just talking shit about Arsenal online. But likewise, I still feel like there's things that people just universally agree on, like in terms of squad selection. There was a period of time where like it was a Zubi, Rice, and Marino midfield, and it wasn't working. Everyone could see it wasn't working. Not so much this season, but at times I feel like Arteta picks certain projects and he chooses a certain hill to die on. And I feel like this season was the Zubi, Rice, Marino experiment. But one thing I'll say about him this season is I feel like he's learned from those past seasons where he, like, a lot of the times he might persist with a certain project, hill to die on, which was like last season was Havertz, and before he changed it, it was too late. So I feel like, yeah, he's learning from his mistakes from the past few seasons. We have to caveat that he's still a young manager, he's still learning the job. But I think one point I raised is we can't afford for him to use our club as like a learning experience. Like, he's got to get it right now. Is what, 6 years into the project, or however long it's been, and we haven't delivered the major honours. And I feel like Arteta knows that himself. He's come out in the press and said, I think Pep called us the best club in the world, and he was like, well, we can't be the best club in the world because we have, like, best clubs win loads of honours. So he's self-aware. He's not perfect, but he is probably one of the best managers of this era, easily. Just in terms of how he's changed the culture, his ability to convince players to come to this club. So yeah, like, I have got no complaints about Arteta this season, but it all comes down to the end of the season. What is he going to deliver this club? And yeah, we're playing amazing stuff right now. We're doing amazing stuff right now. But how do we end it? Because we've seen this for the past 3 years. We play amazing until like April, and then we fall off. So can you take
That's
us
it.
over the line? Is the question.
As you say, like we play so well, and then we just kind of like now, mate. If we imagine we had got points like at Villa or at Nottingham Forest, bro, we could be like 15, 20 points ahead. Like
Yeah,
we could have pretty much there or thereabouts just done it. Like
yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say. But I think one of my biggest frustrations mainly is just like there's certain little dynamics of things that we watch every single week. Like recently, regardless of whether it's the players or it's the manager, in my opinion, the manager, you don't go to work and you do something completely different to what your manager's telling you because you're going to
mm,
get sacked or you're going to get told off, innit? So you do what your manager tells you.
mm,
I don't understand why in the last like 5, 6 games, granted we didn't do it at Portsmouth and we didn't do it, I don't think at Inter Milan. I didn't watch the full game, but we go a couple goals up and then we just sit back and start playing in second gear like we feel like we've done the job. And then it
mm,
invites pressure and then they score or they'll equalise. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. What
I
I'll,
think
what
that's
I'll,
one of my biggest frustrations from Arteta this year. But
yeah,
again, it's debatable whether that's like the players are tired or who knows.
yeah.
But yeah, is there a specific frustration that you've had from Mikel
What
Arteta,
from this
obviously this
season?
season, or
Wow, there's been plenty of frustration this year.
is there any like right now though?
Obviously, I don't like the way we play. I just feel like we play is too slow, but
Yeah.
it's working, isn't it? Like it's
It's
working.
working. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. We're playing like boring, slow, like it just looks like we're playing in second gear, but somehow we managed to win. Like I
yeah.
don't understand it. Like
But
it's so odd.
I've always been someone that said, okay, because at the start of the season, everyone was saying, "Oh, Liverpool are lucky; they're going to drop off," and everyone was right because Liverpool weren't playing well and they were getting results. So I'm
Yeah,
not going
yeah.
to come here and be a hypocrite. I don't think we've been playing particularly great, but of course we've been getting over the line. So I feel like performance matters a lot, like because he's going to catch up to you at the end of the day. And like with the performances, we don't score enough goals. We rely too much on set pieces, in my opinion. Um, and I feel like certain players, like an Odegaard, has suffered because of this system change or whatever, because it's exposing him even more. I made a video the other day and it broke my heart to do it, but if you're saying that, I think that Odegaard might be done.
I don't think we utilise Eze enough. I saw a video the other day. I think it was Dan Potts was saying Erdegaard is the guy that feeds the centre attacking mid that then is direct enough to feed the striker. And
Yeah.
I don't think an Erdegaard fits into this team in the current way we're playing, like you say. And
Mm,
I just think, mate, when you play Eze on the left, like when we first got him, when we played him on the left a couple of times, he's very direct when he's on the wing and he's very used to playing with a larger stature striker like Mateta. So
mhm.
he, in my opinion, is a lot more direct, can find that sort of run from a larger stature striker like Gyökeres because he's used to playing with Mateta. And especially when he's on the wing, not saying we should play him on the left, but he's like Madueke in the sense that he just goes for the byline and he can cross it with his left foot. He doesn't always cut back like Saka or like Trossard. Do you know what I mean? Like a few of these other men, all they do is cut back. And I feel like we need to change it up and stop just doing the same thing because we're so predictable. And maybe that's why we're not getting as many goals as we'd like.
Yeah. Where do you think is, just on Eze? What do you think is his best position in this Arsenal team?
I don't think he's had a chance to really embed himself in that sort of. I guess it's an Erdegaard role, but I don't think he would be good there because, in my eyes, Erdegaard is playing more of like an attacking centre mid rather than a cam.
Hmm.
So I think if we played a double pivot with a central cam, he would
Hmm.
be perfect. But we
Yeah.
don't play that. So
Yeah.
it's hard. Even when we signed him, I was gassed because I love the guy, but I was confused. I was like, where are we going to play him?
Yeah.
Because he's not an out and out left winger. He is a central cam.
Mm,
He's so perfect to just have tucked in behind that striker, but we don't play like that. So I'm a little bit confused.
yeah.
But yeah, what about you?
What I see is, I think I'm 100% with you in terms of he's a 10, not really an 8. and I don't see him as a winger either. But I feel like there's a way we can make it work in this system with him as a winger. I just feel like technical ability, he's levels
Yeah.
like levels above him.
Look at Saka, bro. Look at Saka and Trossard. They're slow as anything, and they still skip past anyone. Like, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So
So
yeah,
it can definitely work.
if it wasn't for Trossard being probably one of our best players this season, I would say he should be our starting left winger. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard, and I feel like it might warrant like a system change down the line. But yeah, with Odegaard, especially with like someone like an Ethan coming through and he's potentially blocking that path, it really hurts me to say, but I feel like it might be time to move him on. But because yeah, Odegaard is a player I love. Like I've watched him be so good for like the past few seasons, and now there's been like a sudden drop off in his form, and yeah, I just feel like it's for reasons that you said in terms of like, yeah, the system's just not suited to him. He's more of like you said, like an attacking centre mid. Then like he's not a final third player. He's not like a. I don't even rate Bruno that highly, but he's not like a Bruno or like a KDB. He's just gonna make that magic happen. So
No, I
yeah,
agree, mate. I have a question for you. Martin Odegaard leaves Arsenal for whatever reason. Hypothetically speaking, who are you making captain after he leaves? Because Saka is technically vice captain, but I would not give it to Saka personally. Yes, he's Mr. Arsenal, but there's way better leaders on the pitch, in my opinion.
yeah, Saka would probably get it, but if it was me, if it was my dictatorship, and I'm gonna say a name that people might not expect, but I'll go Gabriel. I think
No,
people
I'm with you. I'm with you.
expect me to say like Deckers but
Yeah,
I would actually go Gabriel. I think he's one of the best leaders on that pitch. I think there's a close run between Gabriel and Declan Rice, but I think I'll give it to Gabby. Like, been here from the start of the project. He understands it. He plays with his heart, like, and is one of our most crucial players. I think Gabby would be the one to deserve it for me.
yeah. No, I'm 100% with you, mate. A lot of I wouldn't mind Declan Rice. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a great face of the club, and
Mm.
everything he does, even like the videos online of him chatting to like the fans and all that sort of stuff. Like he is like the perfect idol sort of thing.
Mm.
But yeah, Gabriel, I think he doesn't get enough. Like he doesn't get his flowers. I don't think a lot of people do rate him, but like. Mate, I don't know if you've watched Van Dijk much this season, but people are still saying Van Dijk's the best in the world, mate. Like, have you watched Gabriel this season? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, people will call me delusional for saying that, but it's just because they haven't watched Arsenal the same way we do. Do you know what I mean?
I would go as far as to say, and I don't think this is a stretch or like a hot take, but I feel like Gabriel is better than Saliba. Just in terms of all round defending, he's just a warrior.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's close, and I feel like last season Saliba was outshining Gabriel, but that's what you want, really. Like you want both of those centre backs to be at that level where it's like
They've been so competitive because it
yeah,
was at first it was Saliba, wasn't it? And then now
yeah,
it's kind of changed to the like
yeah,
Gabriel. Saliba's still great, but I think in terms of roles of dominance and just who's better, I think it has sort of changed hands. Bit of a random question, but is this current squad good enough to win the Premier League and the Champions League?
Look, Ben, this squad is good enough to win every single competition we're in this season. Whether we do or not is the question. We have the depth. I think I've made so many videos on this, like there's literally no excuse. I truly believe in the quality of the squad. I truly believe in what I've been watching. Why we have the ability to do the quadruple. Whether we do it or not is the question. Obviously, I don't think.
Can you imagine like?
Yeah, I just don't see any.
Got to be up there with the Invincibles, like surely.
Honestly, I don't see any gaps in this team. The only issue I might have is up front at the moment, and I've made my opinions on Victor Gyökeres very clear.
Yeah, you love it, don't you?
Oh, mate, I love him, man. What a player! But yeah, like, yeah. Apart from that, I really do not see any gaps in the squad, and I don't see how we can't go deep into every competition. Champions League is a bit of a different competition. I've always said I feel like winning the Premier League is probably a better achievement than winning the Champions League. And people that watch this might get onto me because they're all going to be United and Chelsea fans and stuff like that. But they're going to be saying, "Oh, you've never won the Champions League, so I can say that." But I feel like it's better reflection on the ability of a squad to be able to do it over a whole 38 game season.
The longevity. I'm with you. Like, I spoke about this literally both of the last 2 episodes. And like both guests have agreed. So look at the Club World Cup. Chelsea had an easy run to the final, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? There is ways to get around it in tournaments, and it's like it is an element of luck as well as obviously being good. But no, I'm with you on that. You can't obviously dodge many bullets in the Premier League, and if you're competing at the top, mate, against like Liverpool, City, all these clubs that are just machines, like it's hard to keep up. Let's talk a little bit about the social media space again in terms of like being an Arsenal content creator, because we are the most hated club in England. I don't care what anyone says. We get so much scrutiny, especially as content creators, because everyone hates Arsenal fans. I have also noticed there's a lot more Arsenal content creators than any other club. Maybe that's just because I watch them. I don't really watch like Liverpool, Tottenham, like all them lot. But it just seems to be there's a lot more Arsenal than anyone else. Do you get a lot of abuse as an Arsenal fan? And is it just from rivals just being rivals, or is it more just banter?
As you said, Arsenal are the most hated team in the land, and it's been like this for years. This is like, I truly believe Arsenal have like like going away from like the creative space. There's a media agenda against Arsenal. Everyone knows this. Like, so this is why I'm saying, if we are like, I dare England and all of these creators to let Arsenal win the Premier League or Champions League, because, oh my God, what is going to happen in London that day? They're going to have to go into hiding, because it's been years of taking shit from so many people saying, "Oh yeah, we've never won a Champions League, you can't talk, you haven't won a trophy." So now to be able to have the bragging rights. I was going to school when Arsenal were getting spanked 8-2 by United and stuff like that. So I wish I was in school in this era, like, to be able to have that sort of bragging right. But
literally,
like, just I get it all the time, man. Like, I made a video about United the other day, and all of the United fans are in my comments, like, giving it all the big one and stuff like that. And I know your place, but it's always been an agenda against Arsenal, and hopefully, come May, we're gonna shut a lot of people up, because I'm sick and tired of just hearing all this shit from people and listening to all of this clickbait, rage bait stuff from other fans trying to trigger Arsenal fans.
If we win the Champions League, if we win the Premier League, mate, God forbid, if we win the quadruple, oh my Lord, yes, that's probably going to get clipped and people are going to hate me for saying that. But, mate, like, you can't not look and think, it is a possibility. We are still in every single competition. I'm not saying we're going to do it, because we probably won't. But, mate, just imagine, we win the quadruple, or we just win a major trophy. Everyone's just going to have to come off social media, because if people hate Arsenal fans right now, I swear to God, you are going to hate us 10 times more when we win something at the end of the season.
100%.
I actually, if you look at the figures for how many people went to the victory parade for like Chelsea's Champions League and stuff like that, bro, the numbers are minor. I thought they had more of an influence. Apparently not. Arsenal fans, I've looked at some figures on Google and that, bro, all of London is going to shut down if we have a victory parade. 100%. The whole of London's going to shut down. Like, 100%. I am gassed, and I've timed it, so hopefully I'm going to be back for that. But mate, it's going to be a madness. Like, no one's going to be able to shut us up. So if they hate us now,
you're going to absolutely.
Sorry to ruin your season, guys.
Honestly,
I actually love the fact that we're like the most hated as well. It plays right into our hands, mate. It's so good, especially now being a content creator. It's so good. Again, like the online culture around Arsenal, do you think fans turn on the players like too quickly? I feel like we sort of touched upon a lot of people are either this end of the sort of spectrum or this end. Like, there's no kind of in between. Like, there are some, but not many. So I feel like a lot of people jump down players' throats, like Saka.
Yeah, we just spoke about how Arsenal are the most hated fan base in the land. But it's, you know what? It's for things like this, because our fan base is not perfect in any sense because we have the most hot and cold fans in the world, I would say. Um, so reactionary, and this is why everyone loves Arsenal content because
Rage baits us.
yeah, you're always gonna get content out. You're always gonna get raging fans and stuff like that. I've been very vocal about Gyökeres, but that doesn't mean I'm not supporting him. Like I want him to do well. I want to be wrong at the end of the day. But like I'm just saying my opinion on that player that is not good enough. I feel like a broken record now. I've said so much about Gyökeres lately, but like even with Odegaard, I just felt like this is a player that's given so much to this club, and we're forgetting that so quickly. So that's why I was quick to write him off. But at the same time, when something is just so obvious in front of you, you just have to accept what it is. Um, so yeah, Arsenal fans, 100% the most reactionary fan base in the world.
In terms of like a worse fan base online, now that you're on the kind of content creator end of it, you're seeing that reaction from rival fans. Who is, in your opinion, the worst fan base online?
Chelsea.
Bro, I think Liverpool and Chelsea.
Yeah, Liverpool up there as well, but Chelsea, oh my god, like 1 or 2 game runs and they think they're the best in the world. Like when they faced us, that famous 0-0 win or 1-1 win at Stamford Bridge
Yeah.
from Chelsea, and they were saying this is why we're the champions of the world. Reece James bullied your midfield, etc. And now,
It's nuts.
as of today, this is what we're in January now. 16 points clear of Chelsea. Like they're not self-aware at all. And then I'll also throw in United there. I've hated United from as early as I could know. So they are very annoying as well.
The only thing I can think of it being, other than just being a bit stupid, is people just don't watch anyone else other than their club, and they're just locked in on their club, and they think, oh, like he's our best player, so he's got to be one of the best in the league. Do you know what I mean? But people don't look at the wider picture. Like, of course you're going to be biased, but man, Jesus, don't get me wrong. My ball knowledge is it's not as good as it was when I was a kid and I was playing FIFA every weekend and I knew exactly every little detail about every player in the world. But my lord, I'm better than a few people out there, I'll tell you that. Let's jump into a few quick fire questions. These are a bit random. I keep trying to make new ones for every episode, so they are a little bit odd. But Emirates or Highbury?
Well, it's got to be Emirates for me. Obviously, just growing
We're
up.
young, innit?
Yeah, I can't lie and say Highbury. Obviously, yeah, I've never went to Highbury, so yeah.
Arsene Wenger or Mikel Arteta?
I was reading this before, and I was like, it still has to be Wenger for me. Even though the way it ended, I ended up despising the Wenger, just the way it ended at the club. But without Wenger, Arsenal at this current day is not Arsenal, so it has to be Wenger.
He literally transformed the modern day of football. The whole league, let alone just Arsenal. So I think we have him to thank. I would say Arsene Wenger until Mikel Arteta wins us the quadruple. Who is your favourite player right now? But give me a player for goalkeeper, forget it. Defender, midfielder, and attacker.
Defender, it's a toss-up between Gabriel and Timber, so I'll go Gabriel.
Nice.
Midfielder for me would be Eze, just because I just love Eze, man. I just feel like he's a maverick and is what we've been asking for years. Attacker has got to be Bukayo. Or do I go winger and striker or just attacker?
Yeah, do that. We got loads of attackers in.
Left wing, Trossard. I think he's probably the bargain of one of our biggest bargains ever. Like,
so good.
And what could have been, we could have signed
Muddy Rick.
I think he's been one of the best value for money. Like, if we do get over the land, win the Premier Leagues and Champions League, like he's gonna go down as one of our best signings in history, I think. just in
I
terms
agree, bro.
of, the value of the transfer. Right wing, of course, it has to be Saka. Has absolutely carried his club, put his club on his back, Mr. Arsenal, the face of the club. How dare
Yes,
people
sir.
speak his name? Yeah,
That's it.
and striker. I'm gonna go rogue because I don't think any of the other striker options at this club are good enough. Quite frankly, I'm gonna go Gabby Jesus, mate.
Oh, it just lagged a little bit. He's come off the back of this injury, and he just looks like he was never injured. Like
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like when he's been ready and available, he always delivers.
yeah,
Especially in the Champions League, bro. He loves that competition. It's so good to watch.
yeah.
But yeah, you're Mikel Arteta for a day, and you can sign one player for the current Arsenal squad. Who are you signing?
Croupy, Bournemouth. I feel like he's the
Yeah,
answer for our striker issues, but I just feel like Croupy is, for me, just looks very similar to like a Jesus type player. His ball striking ability is unbelievable. He's young, he's quick, he's tricky. I just feel like that could be the one in summer, to the move to make for me. What about you? What do you
mate, the roguish shout that just caught me so off guard.
do?
Like I was not expecting that. I thought he was gonna go like
Vinny Junior.
stereo, like I was thought you were gonna go mainstream, like Yildiz or
Um,
mate. I honestly don't know. Like I think I Trossard's been great, but I think we need to again, like you with the Gyökeres situation. I think we need to move on from Martinelli. I think he's been good this season, don't get me wrong, and since I've made videos on him, he has scored goals in big moments and he's done bits. I can't lie. I'll hold my hands up and give him his flowers, but I do think we should cash in on him while he's at that level.
mhm.
And also, bro, like you look at Trossard, I think he's at the end of the season, I'm pretty sure he's got a year left on his contract. And he's
Yeah,
like 30, 31 or something like that now. So we're going to have to look at a left winger regardless, which I know we're supposedly doing according to reports right now.
mm,
But I just don't know whether people are saying Barcola. I don't think his finishing's there. People are saying Liao. I don't think he's consistent enough. People are obviously saying Rodrigo, but he would prefer to be on the right side. Like I don't know who we could possibly get
yeah.
that
The
would
mark.
work. Do you know what I mean? I feel like we're kind of back to the situation where it was like Sesko or Gyökeres. Like who is actually going to fit our system?
Mm.
So it's a tough one. Yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on the Julian Alvarez links for 100 million?
What a player he would be, though. Julian Alvarez is the type of striker that you want to see. Like, creates his own
Yeah,
chances, quick. Like, he's he's an exciting player. I would be all for that type of move. Whether we made that move for 100 million, I'm not sure, but
yeah.
um, yeah, I would want to see Julian Alvarez at this club, 100%. I feel like he was criminally underrated when he was at City, and he's showing his ability now. At Atletico Madrid. I actually read something that he hadn't scored like a goal in open play since like September this year, so maybe he's struggling this season. But
Oh,
I just,
mate, it'll suit us perfectly then because we only score own goals and set pieces apparently. So,
yeah,
it,
yeah.
yeah, no, I think he could be a good option. I don't know. I don't know what that then means for like, because what do you then do with Havertz? Havertz is not going to want to be third option or, do you know what I mean? That's three kind of big names that you've got to kind of juggle around.
I could see
Um,
Arsenal moving on Havertz soon to like a Bayern Munich or something.
yeah.
Um, just because I don't know what we're doing with this Gyökeres project. Like, are we going to persist with it? And if we do persist with it, then do they share the minutes? Like, is one outright number one? So yeah, I don't know, because he's the highest paid player at the club, so he can't really be on the bench all the time.
How are you sort of feeling in terms of Arsenal's future? Like, where do you see the club in sort of 2, 3 years' time?
I see the club winning. I feel like we win the league this year, win a couple trophies this year, and we start to go on a run. I feel like that first major trophy that we win, that first Premier League, that first Champions League that we win, is going to take such a weight off this club. Um, and then we're just going to go on to continue and start to go on a little dynasty, like Man City. So yeah, I think in 2, 3 years we'll be dominating English football, and we'll be recognised as one of, if not the best club in the world. And that's where I see Arsenal.
Do you think there's actually a word for it? I can't remember what it is. It's like a psychological thing, but athletes get it in like the Olympics. They're going for like that gold medal, and then as soon as they hit that gold medal, they just drop off because they've worked so hard to get to that level. Do you think that could happen with Arsenal if we win the league, or do you think that will push them more to go and get then a Champions League?
Yeah, it could happen, but I don't see it happening with this current crop of players. I feel like everyone's within, they're young, or they're within their prime, and I just feel like they've been
They're hungry, man.
so hungry for
So
football.
hungry.
They've been starved of
That's
it.
it.
That I feel like once they smell it and once they taste it, they're gonna want even more and more. I
That's
think it's
it.
crucial that we keep hang on to Arteta for all of this. 'Cause I feel like if we do have a managerial change, and that what you're talking about is possible, where we could go on a bit of a slump, but I just don't see it. I just feel like we are just gonna keep flying from here onwards.
Nah, perfect, man. Um, let's say Mikel Arteta wins, let's say a treble minimum this year. Does he go in the top flight of managers in world football?
If he wins a treble this season,
Yeah,
and what treble are we talking? Champions League, Premier League, and Cup or whatever.
cup. Yeah, I say just a cup. Anything will do.
He would have to go in the top flight managers rankings, because simple, not a lot of people win trebles, especially in top level
Yeah,
football. He would have to
especially.
be considered as a top 10 manager, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I genuinely feel like mate, even if we won the quadruple, which is obviously hypothetical, but I still feel like people would say, "Oh no, Mikel Arteta's still washed. He plays boring football." Do you know what I mean? I feel
mm,
like where does it end? What does he have to physically do to stop all this scrutiny?
mm.
But yeah, sorry, that was a bit of a stupid question. What do you think we need to do as a team to get it over the line in terms of winning these big trophies?
I think it's more of a mental thing than anything. Um, as a team, we just need to hold our cool, really, because I feel like you can see it in the team where it's falling apart in previous seasons, like the Villas and stuff like that. I feel like the occasion have become too big for the players. So I
Yeah,
feel like the players just need to realize how good they are, um, and trust in the ability of the squad, and just play their football. And like they always say, when they're questioned about, oh, are we going to win the league? They're just taking it one game at a time. So just take it one game at a time, and don't look too far ahead, don't look below you, and just keep going. And I feel like it's the it's the massive mental thing to get over first. So once they get over that hurdle, and they've done it, the sky is the limit with this team.
nah, nice. Yeah, good answer, bro. Let's talk a little bit about your content. What's next for your content? Have you got any kind of things lined up? Have you got like a plan in place? Is there anything that we should like look out for in this year? Obviously, we're into a new year, so what have you kind of got planned? Is there anything where you just keep hammering the TikTok
Yeah.
videos?
We're just gonna keep hammering the channels, hammering the TikTok channels. I was very, 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 very consistent in 2025, uploading 2 to 3 videos a day. Then it got to like November time, and I got a new job, and I just kind of fell off in the content world. Um, so yeah, like obviously my job is very much like, this is my life. So like I do a lot of this out of work as well. So I feel like this year, this, like I said, the sky is the limit. I really want to focus on growing my pages. Um, like I'm not even trying to be cocky or arrogant, but I feel like my page can be so much bigger than it is right now, and um, like I'm not delusional. Like I know my content can go to another level. Um,
Yeah,
I just feel like I make good content. So yeah, we've got ambitions. I want to be hitting like 10K by the end of the year in terms of following on TikTok. Just see how it goes. Like I said, launching new social media pages, so like Instagram and YouTube. Hopefully, doing more longer form stuff. Doing collaborations with people like yourself, other people in the space. I'm just kind of like elevating my space in terms of like I'm trying to build like a studio in my room so everything is a bit better. And yeah, I've been trying to new like content styles on my TikTok, so a bit like longer form, like sit down talks and stuff like that. And then I also have like the trying to like rage bait United fans and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a mix of
Yeah.
content. I always save my content. I try and make it as authentic as possible. Like I don't try and like rage bait or clickbait people. But like yeah, you've got to have that balance. So yeah, I'm always trying to talk from the heart of my channels, and yeah, I just feel like I'm looking forward to a big year. The most important thing this year is to be consistent on every platform. So yeah, hopefully.
And win the quadruple.
Oh mate, if we win the quadruple, you will see me 10 times a day on TikTok. You won't you won't see at the
Just
end of
laughing at the camera, just laughing.
yeah, honestly.
No, that's class. In terms of collaborations, do you have any like dream collabs? Like, is there I don't know, is there anyone that you want to kind of aim for, like in terms of like you want to work with, or as you say, you're in the media space, so you're meeting people all the time. Is
Mm.
there anyone that you specifically want to work with? Are there any projects or things that you know about that you would want to work on, or
Oh
is
mate,
there
you know
little
what? Like,
things like N5 Live at Arsenal? Like, would you want to try and aim for that and that sort of stuff?
oh mate, I would love to be N5 Live. I've always said like I want to be invited down there. In terms of like bigger projects, World Cup is the ambition, man. Like I want to
Yeah.
be around the World Cup. Want to hopefully be in a position to say like, but I may have a big enough channel or big enough reach to be like invited to like Champions League press conferences and stuff like that, and have media accreditation for that. But in terms of like creators, because I work with so many of these people, I don't really have a dream collab. Like if I say a dream collab, it would probably be like with a player like an Henri or something.
Well,
That's
yeah, like mate,
yeah,
it could be anything. Like you look at like I don't know, people go to like shoots and stuff and they'll record with players. Like, is there a
yeah,
specific player, like obviously
yeah,
Henri? Like, is
yeah,
there like a bit rogue shout? Like, I don't know, you could really like a Mohamed El Neni and like, do you know what I mean? Just someone like random. Like, who would
yeah.
be the most rogue shout that you'd want to work with as a either ex or current Arsenal player?
Rogue shout for ex Arsenal player. I would say just a sit down interview with like a Van Persie. I hate that guy, but just to understand why he did it. Um,
Yeah, that would get clicks as well, man.
yeah, I hate that guy. And then also the king. It has to be the king, Thierry Henry. Like I've met David Beckham, but I feel like if I've met Thierry Henry, I wouldn't know how to act. I feel like wow. I want to be able to meet Thierry Henry and
I
just
would
talk.
get so nervous. I think I'd turn into a bitch.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, nah, it'd be insane, wouldn't it?
yeah,
Well, maybe if we get into some kind of good level of content creation, we might be able to like do a video with Ian Wright or Thierry Henry one day, something like that. But
yeah,
yeah, man, we're gonna call it a day because we're just coming up to the hour mark, and I'm aware you've got football.
mm.
So thank you so much for coming on, mate. Feel free to plug all your socials right now. Go for it.
Yeah. You can follow me on TikTok. Why always FG? Just change the username. And yeah, YouTube, Instagram will be the same handle. That's coming very soon to a screen near you. And yeah, just follow up the content. Also, we've got LTF on TikTok, which is my podcast page. So yeah, you'll see some content on that, and hopefully we can get you on the podcast when you're back in London. Ben.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it, bro. I'm in London for like 2 weeks, and I have booked out 5 days when I think the victory parade's going to be. So,
Mm.
mate, if it happens or if it doesn't happen, I'm free, bro. Like, we're already going to do a content day. So, yeah. Who's to say I don't know where it's based, but who's to say we can't do that and then go to the Emirates and make some more content? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm down for it, bro. Let's do it.
Yeah.